Hello and welcome to our home here in Brittany in northwest France. If you are here for the very first time, my name is Jane, I'm retired, and my husband Michael is behind the camera. This midweek money chat is a detailed breakdown of our September budget, what we save, how we save, and how it's all broken down. Now, I don't do this every month. About every 2 or 3 months, I do a very detailed breakdown, and that is exactly what I'm going to do today. So budget means different things to different people, and frugality means different things to different people. And the amount of money one can live off really well in one country, you may not be able to live off even at all in another country. What is frugal to one person might seem opulent to another. But here on this channel, we talk about personal finance, we talk about budgeting. If that's your thing and you enjoy that, if you enjoy seeing how other people stretch their budget in their way in their country, go on. Hit the subscribe button because there's plenty more of this. If you enjoy this video today, make sure you give it a like. Right, the budget starts with all the money coming in and our income. So, this is the money I earned in July. So July income is the money I earned teaching online, the money we earned from YouTube. So those two incomes after tax plus my pension, the total is €2,307. In US dollars, that is an after-tax income of $2,736.81. In UK pounds, that's $1,981.25. If you're looking at this and thinking it doesn't look like very much money, to put this into perspective, the SMIC, which is, and people think of it as minimum wage in France, but actually is a pretty average wage in France, is €1,300 after tax. Break this down a bit further. Give you all the details. The money I earn in July, because I am a self-employed contractor, I invoice at the month end. I then receive the monies and my pension, strangely enough, mid-month, so mid-August. And then that is the money that we live off and save in September. You would have seen on my previous page that I said that the income there was income after deductions. So you might be thinking, well, what do you pay in taxes? We have a tax bill annually. Our tax bill for this year was 500 and something euros. But our big bill that we pay here in France is social charges. And we call it cotisations, our social charges. And we pay 23% of our gross income. It's a big chunk of money every single month, I can tell you. In the UK, you would call that national insurance contributions. And here in France, that pays for your healthcare and your pensions. So if you wonder why French pensions are so good, it's because they don't have the mixture that we had in the UK of private and state pensions. It's pretty much all based on your income. So if you have a good income, you have a percentage of that as your pension. If you have a poor income, you'll have a percentage of that as your pension when you reach pensionable age. You will also see in subsequent pages, I will tell you about health insurance costs. And I need to give you a bit more detail here. Our social charge, which is 23% of our gross income, pays for our French healthcare system, and that covers 66% of your income. And you have a biometric card called a carte vitale, which you hand over when you get medication at the doctor's, at the hospital, having a blood test, at the dentist, and so on. And all of that cover is 66% covered by the government. However, if you had something major, if you're on life support with COVID, you've got cancer, anything completely major, you've been snarled to bits in a car crash, that covers 100% of that. However, everything else, 33% of your healthcare is paid for by your mutual, and in some cases a bigger percentage of that, for example, dental care, optical care, hearing aids, that kind of thing, is paid by that, and so on. I hope that explains that in a bit more detail, how we pay our taxes, where our money goes. It's a big chunk of income, but like I said, the healthcare here is outstanding. I made a medical appointment online last night at 10 p.m. and I'm going to see my doctor today at 3:15. That's unheard of in the UK. Here, that's totally normal. Let's start drilling down the details, getting into the details. So I start off with a figure of €2,307, and I start taking away from that. The first thing I do is start putting money into savings, and this one here is 325. Sinking fund A. A sinking fund for us is any money that we will save and spend on some sort of bill or short-term payment for the year. So we pay our house taxes, taxe foncière, our TV licence, which is like our taxe habitation, our refuse and recycling, so those are 3 separate bills that come in. Our water bill comes in twice a year. We need to set aside money for car repairs, car maintenance and annual service, tyres, windscreen wipers. We also put money aside in this fund for any home repairs, any home maintenance or replacements. For example, if the cooker, the washing machine, dishwasher, anything died and need replacing. Previously in this budget, we saved to pay for our firewood. We are now splitting and burning all our own firewood. We don't need to pay for that. In Sinking Fund A, we also put aside money for vet bills, dog grooming. It's all put aside. We then have a smaller sinking fund, Sinking Fund B, which is £100 a month, £1,200 a year. We save £600 for clothes, shoes, coats, that's £300 each. We then put aside £600 for the year for day trips and holidays. Last year we didn't spend that due to COVID, and it's looking this year, due to being very busy, we may not spend that either. So, more details. I always have on my budget LTS, long-term savings. And I've put a star here because it's normally more than this. And you might be thinking, what do we use long-term savings for? House and home improvements. In the future, at some stage, we would like some kind of patio built outside the house, because at the moment you step outside the front door onto the dirt. I'd like something there, maybe in the future. We are actually actively at this moment in time saving for a new car. We have actively saved for and have the money for the rebuild of the barn, and it's a lot less than you would think. In the past, what have we used this money for? we bought a hydraulic log splitter. We took a year to save for it. The year after that, we saved and paid for a sit-on lawnmower. The wood to build a wood store, we took aside 6 months to save for that. And then we have a wood stove in the kitchen. So it took us 2 years, and our total for that was 2,500. We actually managed to buy a shop display model for 1,400. It was reduced, it was on sale. We were just really, really fortunate with that. And we paid 300 to have it installed. Now this figure is much lower this month, and I'll go into details later as to why that is significantly lower this month. Little more detail. I did say today I was going to go into a lot of detail of how our sinking funds work. A sinking fund for us is something that's short term, that's an annual bill, something we need that year, and we fill them up annually, we pay the cost annually, we empty the fund and we fill it up again. But for example with clothes, we don't think, oh, that's X amount per month I can spend. We wait until it's full and then we spend it. So that's how we work our sinking funds. I'm now going to go through our monthly costs. The house is bought and paid for, we have no mortgage and we're not paying any rent. We have no credit cards, we have no debts, and we have not since 2011. We have no car payments, and we have no pension payments, and I've written here, explain. In our working life, when Mike and I were working, we were putting away for our pensions about 800 UK pounds a month. It was just taken off our wages each month and went into our occupational pensions. I have a teacher's pension and Michael has a local government officer's pension. So that means we can take our occupational pensions, albeit reduced, at 55, and we will take our UK state pension at 67. In America, you would call that your social security. So we get our private pensions at 55 and our state pensions at 67. So like a lot of people at 55, we continue to work, but only part-time or only as much as we need to. These are our fixed monthly bills. I have Mike's mobile phone, €10. Home insurance, 25. Generali, my health insurance. Now for €63 a month, I am fully covered. Fully covered for optical, health, dental, medication, everything. Generali, the car insurance is 37. Let me explain of why we all in France pay our insurance monthly and not in one go. It isn't any less to pay it monthly. You save nothing by paying it annually, and we just pay it monthly. My mobile phone is 13. Mine is a different price to Mike's because I am on a different service provider. We're usually together when we go out, but we have our phones on different service providers in case there is coverage for one but not the other. Mike's health insurance has a percentage cover. He, for example, does not have optic, he'd have to pay for his glasses. He does not have full dental. He is covered for full health and full medication, full hospital cover. We both have full hospital cover. My work internet is 20 a month. And you might be thinking, but Jane, didn't you end your teaching job with the children in China in August? Well, I got straight out there looking for work. I put myself out there as an independent private tutor who tutors online, and I have got work. I currently have 2 clients, but I am building that, and I will continue to build that every single month. When I get to 5 or 6 clients each week, I will have enough. I will continue to teach online, so I will continue to keep my internet provider for my teaching. We also use that for uploading our YouTube videos, and it is considerably faster. Okay, more details. Here are more of our fixed monthly costs. We have our TV, internet and phone package supplied by SOSH, which is the online service. That's $25 a month. We have EDF, which is electricity. Half of this is taxation. We do not have any gas here at home, either propane or mains gas. There is no gas. Car fuel is $50. Dog medications are $40 a month. This month we have allotted £87 for anything we need, like we might need a packet of screws for some DIY job, a bit of filler if we want to go out and have a coffee, if we want to pay for any personal care, or if for whatever reason we decide within this month we want to have a haircut. So we've allowed €87 for that. Then my supermarket budget for all food that we eat, all pet food, any drinks that we drink, any toiletries, any cleaning products is $300 for the month. And then you can see here it says car turbo, $750. And you might be thinking to yourself, why is this not coming out of your car sinking fund? Because this is an extraordinarily high, expensive amount to pay for a repair. Our mechanic told us when the car was serviced, the car turbo was on its way. We could wait until it went, but I wouldn't hate to be out driving somewhere and the car literally go terribly wrong. So we decided, as this was one of our last bigger paychecks, that we would pay for this right now. And that was €750. The next thing is we have our annual income tax bill. Again, you might be thinking, why have you put this down monthly? Because that is the way the French government take it. They send you the tax bill in August, they then take the payment in September, October, November, December, broken into 4 payments. So it would have been €508 total, but they will take €127 for 4 months in 4 equal payments. Now this is not a normal month. I have tax bill and I have a huge car repair, so it is not a normal month. We all have budgets that change, that are variable, that we have to balance and we have to be flexible with. Things that never change. Our sinking fund payments each month never change. This long-term saving is normally different. Normally it's around £1,000 a month. So on an average year, if we take our sinking funds and our long-term savings, on an average year, Mike and I are saving, whether it's for long-term savings, rainy day funds, things we need to pay for, we're saving on average €17,000 a year. That's what we're putting aside for things we need or things we want. Let's sum up the budget for September. Our incomes, 2 incomes and pension came to €2,307. I then took off sinking fund A, I took off sinking fund B, I took off long-term savings, I took off living costs and bills for the month of September, and the balance is 0. And that is because every single euro that we have every single month is given a job to do. We know at the beginning of the month where that money's going to go, where we're going to save it, and what we are going to do with it. I really hope that answers all your questions on our very detailed budget for this month. If there is anything else that you think I've missed off, or anything else that you think, well, what about this? I pay for this. Do you pay for that? Please leave me a question. There's no such thing as a silly question, or you just might be curious. Feel free to ask that question. So there it is, the detailed budget for the month of September. Well, that was September's budget, and I hope that you found that interesting or informative. So, just leaves me to say thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate it. Thank you to everyone, most of all, who leaves a comment or who wants to ask a question. There's no such thing as a silly question, or even if you're just curious, go ahead and ask a question. We love responding to you and we answer all of your questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.